Yeah. All right. This is, man, episode 125 of the Mastering Creation podcast, man. And, we just back for another one. You know what it is, man. Our guest today is a extremely versatile model, the incredibly talented and incredibly alluring Gabrielle Johnson, the fucking building. What's going on?
Hi, thank you for having
Absolutely. It's great to see you. Great to be able to chop it up with you, I think just to give people the context of how we even bumped into each other. First met you at the Devin Colbank event. I think. Yeah, like he was doing I forget what the party was for, what the event was for, but he was dropping, I think just kind of showcasing a recent shoot that he did.
Yeah.
That I think you
it
were
colors.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was. It was the colors joint. And obviously you participated in some of the shoots, and we were chilling with shout out to Sam Ray, Soulful Tone, we were just chilling with them. And that's where we first met you, So it's just good to finally be able to sit down, get to know your story, get to know your journey, and yeah, man, just have people know Gabrielle Johnson.
Thank you. I'm excited to share myself today.
Absolutely, no, we're excited to have you. So, as far as where in Pittsburgh, where in Pittsburgh are you from? Did you grow up in Pittsburgh originally?
I grew up in Pittsburgh.
There you go, Pittsburgh. Nah, for sure. That's definitely a Pittsburgh native for sure. What part? What area?
I'm a Northsider.
Northsider. Okay, for sure. And how was that growing up in Northside?
Well, it was actually I had a great childhood.
Yeah.
I had a great grandfather.
There you go.
That would take me on lunch days after school. I went to Urban Impact for summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the fellow Northside kids that grew up here, we kind of all know one another.
Right.
And it was very. I'm sorry, I don't want to ramble.
You're good. Ramble on. We got an hour plus. So.
Growing up on the north side with the kids that I got to grow to know, some of them I still talk to this day.
Right.
I think growing up on the north side gave me a deeper understanding of community, just going to the north side institutional, which is my aunt's church, going to ACAC, having those activities to grow and learn different personalities and different people, having my experiences at the Children's Museum, Gus and Yaya's.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Gus. The North Side has some honest gems.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. Gems. Do you yeah, continue if you had something else to say. Mm-hmm. Okay, word up. No, I was just gonna say just kind of thinking back, was there anything growing up that kind of inspired your creativity? Was that kind of an internal thing for you, or was there any outward kind of catalyst for I like using my imagination. I like, kind of getting into stuff that I can, be creative with.
I have a special way of thinking.
Okay.
And my journey honestly stemmed from my experiences due to colorism in school. Just as a darker toned woman growing up, and then I always have the best experiences. A lot of people would judge me due to, how dark I am, certain features about me that, I just couldn't change or control.
Right.
And growing up, kids could be very
mad mean, bro. We know that.
I had to survive every day. I couldn't just not go to school, even though there were the days I wanted to. And with a parent's love, because I come from a loving family.
Do you want to right here at the mic a little bit?
Is this better?
Yeah. Okay. No, a lot better. Those lines are looking a lot stronger. But yeah. No, continue.
I come from a loving family, but the real world is completely different. And going to school, it was just so bad. I would have paper thrown at me on the bus.
Yeah, what the fuck?
A lot of people would just say, your mom left you in the oven for too long. Just very.
Just mean racist kid shit. That's crazy.
And it came from a lot of people that looked like us, which broke my heart more.
Damn, what the fuck?
I went to Catholic school. Obviously, I dealt with racism.
Mm-hmm.
But having it come from your own people hurt more.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it sounds like they were just indoctrinated in whatever environment that was, and that's probably how they were treated. You know what I mean? So then to survive in that, environment.
Yeah, but as a child, you didn't know any
Oh,
better.
of course not. No,
And
absolutely not.
deflecting that into a space where you could take your pain and turn it into creativity, I wanted to find myself again. I spoke on it on an interview maybe about 3 years ago. I attempted to try and lighten my skin tone before, and I think that was the day I decided I had enough, and I just had to be honest about how I feel. It was breaking me down. Going to school broke me down. Wondering why I was not seen and acknowledged the same way my friends were. Or even saying, waiting for the winter to seem like you're going to get lighter is very bad. And if I were to be in the same room with that little girl right now, I would just give her the longest hug and let her know how important she is and her beauty is so deep, and that one day you'll be able to look in the mirror and finally acknowledge that you do love yourself and that you've been worthy all along. And to just believe. I don't think I ever stopped believing, which is why I kind of created my own little universe.
Absolutely.
And when I got into modeling, I had one photo shoot when I was 15 years old. It was a hair shoot. And my whole different personality just came on. Also shooting with some of my closer friends. I had a lot of shoots just come in one setting, and I just didn't realize that, okay, you have talent here, you have a passion here, but it wasn't just about taking the pictures. I was shedding skin, which is like, wow, this is me.
Yeah.
How could I have ever felt so low about myself?
Right. There you go. No, I mean that you answered that question beautifully, and that's that, and it makes a lot of sense, and I would just even kind of leads me to my next question, because like is you mentioned that like you had your first modeling gig at like 15, but was modeling always a goal for you? Like, did you want to pursue anything else creatively, or
I
like?
wanted to pursue forensic pathology.
Oh shit! So like it wasn't like it didn't even have anything to do with like the entertainment or like word art. Yeah.
This is just so funny.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, you could think you can just, no, I'm not going to say think. As a child, I believe you can do everything. That power and that grace, that will to just try everything.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
If I fall, I fall. A child's willpower is overlooked a lot nowadays, which is why I think a lot of my inspiration comes from children and just more of my intimate moments growing up.
Absolutely.
But
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lawyer. Due to certain family situations of my brother getting hurt, I wanted to join forensic pathology and criminal justice to bring closure to other families. God thankfully covered my brother and kept him here with us, but I wanted to redeem something in myself rather than just honestly heal. But I find my healing through art. I find my healing when I'm in that studio, just flowing freely, becoming one with the music, performing, but not performing for anybody, just performing for myself. And I kind of look at photographers like time travelers. Just timeline of my life is
absolutely right.
Several different types
eras,
of photographers, different eyes, different years. I constantly watch myself experience an ego death when I watch everything from the start to now.
Wow.
Which is very interesting for me. Hey,
no, we're turning up. Nah. This we got one. No, we got one. No, because like I just want to touch on I just want your perspective. I mean, like now that like you're going into it, like you said, like you experienced an ego death when like you're just looking at like past, and I feel like, dog, like when I look at old pictures of myself, I think that's the feeling I feel, but I just I want your perspective on it just to make sure like I'm not just talking, out of my ass, you know what I mean? But like, what do you mean by like you experience like an ego death when you're looking back at these pictures?
When I look back at the pictures of when I first started, I just couldn't even really digest what I was looking at. I get, I'm admired. I will say that I am admired, but sometimes back then it would be hard for me to receive compliments.
Right.
I would be like, oh, no, 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 no. I'll get there. I'll get there. But I've always been there.
Hmm.
I've
Mm.
always had that
Right here.
essence to me. I've always had that light. And it's a light that I want to share.
Right.
While also preserving, because, burnout is a real thing.
Absolutely.
And as much as I want to be this guiding light, I want to be able to see the world clearly for myself first. And I think that's the only way you can be a vessel, and I want to be a vessel. Danielle Luna was the first Black model to be on the cover of Vogue and Harp magazine,
Mm-hmm.
and she felt like she belonged to the moon. She would write letters. She would write letters with her pictures, and she actually created a picture book with her story for her daughter.
Mm.
But she didn't have that covering. She didn't have that protection. She didn't have that safety that I had growing up. I had people that would tell me that they love me. My grandfather introduced me to an extraordinary love. And although I want, the modeling contract now,
Right.
The opportunities now walking in the fashion weeks, being able to simply touch a kid in a way that inspires them, or an adult that wants to take their self-love back, their power back, that is where the impact is. That is what makes me a supermodel. I believe you have to have ego to a
Right.
certain extent.
Of course,
You
right.
have
Just to even
to.
participate
You
in
have
what you're doing, or
in
right.
in the industry,
Absolutely.
everything that we do, it doesn't matter who you are. You
Right.
have to walk into the room and know, but I kind of created my own universe.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
Which is why when people acknowledge me, sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm just here.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for seeing me, though. It's never a case where I walk in a room and I think I'm better than anyone.
Right. Yeah.
I
Facts.
walk in a room and I believe I'm a reflection of what I see. So
Dang. Yo, wait, hold on, cause right now, yo, Gabrielle, you want some shit right now? Yo, I know that you about to come here and spit like this, like, damn, son, like, boring me to death, like, nah, but this is real shit, and like, this is beautiful,
I
man.
have to shout out the photographers that I've shot with. Everybody from the first set of pictures that I've done have captured a part of my story. I've been lucky enough to grow some deeper friendships with some of them. But everything that I have ever shot has a deeper meaning behind it.
Interesting.
Or maybe I'm paying homage to a moment that I had with somebody, and this is how I feel when I express it behind a camera. My goal is to travel the world and print pictures of myself and leave them places with a letter. That's what I want to do, and hopefully, somebody I know finds it.
Yeah.
Or a younger child with a dream in a world that doesn't seem too bright.
Would it just be like a general letter, or just like anything, like what?
If you know me, obviously from this little tidbit I'm giving right now, I'm very philosophical.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get that. Yo, no. You making me just and again, like, I just love the fact that that you reflect and just like have this much perspective, bro. Because I mean, just like normally, bro. I mean, like, bro, like models could just be like, yeah, I take pictures. Yeah, I like to look cool, and this is what I do. And yeah, if you have a camera and you have money, we can work and shoot. But nah, like there is like I can tell that what you do means a lot to you, and like and it's very just linked to how you perceive and reflect on things, and I absolutely love that. I think that connection with your craft or your art or like whatever you do is paramount. Like it has to come from a place that you're speaking from, and I absolutely love it. So
thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Growing up as we age and deal with our daily responsibilities as an adult, I just want my paper trail to represent something meaningful.
Right, no, I feel that.
Paper trail to be more than just I woke up and went to work.
Right, yeah, right.
Not overlooking that.
Sure.
I only wish that we can all see that there is a spark that exists within each and every one of us. You wouldn't be able to have personal relationships if you didn't touch somebody. And there's an art to that. Being able to wake up and choose joy. There's an art to that. Being able to wake up and choose to share yourself because not everybody's going to perceive you the same way.
Absolutely,
and I
right.
respect that.
And also you can't even help that. Like you can't even control that.
No,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the importance of duality. Sometimes a lot of my art can be light, some of it can be alluring, others can be a little sad,
Right.
And if you pay attention to my art enough to see that I'm giving my heart and everything that I do, that means more to me than anything else.
No, facts.
I hope that this world gets to know who I am. I hope and pray that, my trail does lead me into unimaginable places. But my problem is, now that I know that it's possible, I just want to be delusional and dream. A lot of people look down on that, but I think that you gotta dream bigger.
Who look down on? I mean, I feel like whack
perspective.
people look down on that.
But it's people that are gonna see the seeds bloom. They're gonna learn from you.
Yeah.
Somebody might not believe in my, artistic dream. It may seem delusional. It's not delusional to me because I know that I'm capable of receiving it.
Right.
But to somebody who is on
the outsider, right? Yeah, right.
An opportunity to experience life in a different way, they can see it through your eyes. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
I think we're more alike than
different.
We are different. And being able to share my story and my vulnerability and my, ability to see love in a perspective that is not, just surface level.
Right.
Nothing about me is surface level.
Absolutely not. I would say the complete opposite, bro, for real.
But I think with knowing that comes sharing.
Yeah.
That's why I think, a person can be in my life for a week, but they'll leave with something.
Absolutely.
And I don't think there's a loss to that because I'm
right.
still preserving for myself and still discovering more of me each and every day. I want to be limitless. I am limitless. And through my art and the stages of it, rather it be happy, alluring, sad, blank. Sometimes there isn't no meaning. Sometimes it's okay.
It can just be fun. You could just, first.
And that's okay because there are some people that do it just because they know, okay, I can do this. There's no deeper meaning. That's fine. But this is a vessel for me.
Absolutely.
This is how the world is going to come across my name. And I don't want to be just a model. I want to be a role model as well.
No.
And if somebody looks up my name and they're seeking guidance and wisdom, I want them to feel a fruitfulness that comes from my photos or my poetry. That's my footprint once I leave this earth. While knowing that longevity is going to be in my life, of course, but the art of me lasts forever. So,
you can't just come on the pod and bar me like this is, cause and I'm glad that you repeated a line that we actually on the walk over here. You're like, yo, I don't want to be a model. I want to be a role model. I'm just like, and I wanted to say save it for the pod, but I ain't want you to feel like you had to reiterate that, but you just said it naturally, so it's fire. Be like, I don't want to be I want to be a what? Come on, son. And bro, you said the art of me is forever. Yeah. Come on, come on, that's tough. That's tough, and I completely agree, bro. And it is. Thank you for just even just providing that depth into what and why, you just do the shoots you do, just and just really express yourself in the creative ways that you do. I do have a question as far as, because with modeling and this is just I'm just curious, I feel like that's one of the industries, at least under the entertainment umbrella, that's kind of tough to differentiate yourself in. It's super tough. It just it's how many pictures can I take in front of a camera and then I can be lit? Is that just how did you personally find a way to differentiate yourself? Just kind of create your own identity in an industry where that's pretty tough to do.
It's funny. Sometimes I wonder, am I producing what's needed? But then I stop and I remember that I'm not creating to be needed in a media consumed industry. There's so many things that are being put out. I'm going to produce what I want. Now, mind you, there are requirements that modeling agencies have, rather than taking clear photos with no makeup, no, editing, sometimes I do want to see a balance of your natural life, which I share as well. But my story is my story. And I think that you can be a model, but to be a supermodel, I want to evoke emotion. And I knew that I have the capability to do that simply
Hmm.
from my interactions, but I'm
Hmm.
not selfish with it. I know that in this photo, this person may come across, they're going to interpret it however they want to,
Right.
but they feel it. You can
Mm-hmm.
walk past several pictures, but you're never going to walk past mine. Like, and I say that graciously.
All right.
I say that graciously. I say
I
that
respect, yeah, yeah.
graciously.
I respect it, son. I respect it. I say that with respect and grace. You
With
feel me?
grace,
Like,
with
yeah,
grace. Because honestly, I know that when I get in front of that camera, I'm not just there. I don't want to waste a photographer's
yeah.
time.
Right,
They put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears just to make sure that we can tell my story, tell
yeah.
their story through their eye too. Because I'm not the one taking the picture. They're showing me how they view me, and that means a lot. That motivates me to be better for them, because it's not just the model in the room. Photographer is a huge asset to me having a voice, and I respect them with and without the camera, because at the end of the day, they have their own life that they need to share with the world as
Right.
well. And I hope that I'm only portraying their talent and skill in the way that I produce
Right.
in our photos. But yeah, I've had the blessing to hear interpretations of my art and how people truly feel something powerful from it. And I'm thankful. Sometimes it's hard to still even acknowledge and receive, but I do know that I make it a point to stand out.
Right.
Likes don't mean nothing to me.
Right.
I mean, obviously, you want to be consumed. I'm not going to be naive.
Yeah, right.
It's good when he has a great reaction. That's never going to be dismissed. But at the end of the day, somebody, whether I hear it or not, a seed's being planted when they view my page. They say, wow, I never even thought I could see something like this, or hey, I'm inspired by this. Let me do that. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Right.
Because we have all of our own individual experiences. And what you do is not going to be the same as me, but what I do is not going to be the same for you. And that's fine. But if we find a sense of inspiration, even through our differences, I think that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And like, again, just curious, like, what, like, when people are giving you, feedback, what, like, how do you personally know, like, the bones to spit out, and like, what to take with,
For sure.
yeah.
I have humility. Like I said, when I first came in, humility isn't something that I'm not above at
No,
all.
absolutely. I mean, I could tell that within like the first 30 seconds of meeting you, like, for real.
When I know I have a shoot that turns out the greatest, I have to ask myself, was I mentally present?
Okay.
Did I, take the proper mental investment in myself? Am I physically there to produce for this shoot? And sometimes it's just an off shoot.
Right, yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Something can be off physically. Maybe I left something at home. It happens, I can always grow to be sharper.
Right.
That's one thing, I don't think that I can stop. I also believe that I'm just as good to walk the same runway as Naomi Campbell. We can get behind the same camera. I want to be in a room where people are better than me, so I can learn from them. So anytime somebody wants to ask me something or says, no, I can't do what you do. No. First of all, I don't let people belittle themselves to me. I always share my reason and my why. And if you feel a power from it to try for yourself, that's all I desire for you.
Right.
There's an essence to all of us. And it just really takes the right interactions to bring it out.
I agree. Yeah, facts.
I've had some life experiences that have triggered, like I said, many ego deaths.
Of course, yeah.
And it's like you can almost see it in the photos when they transition from photos that may be good to this person, but then you'll see a set 2 weeks later that represents a little more power. And it's just because I also know what's going on in my life at those times. I can grow. if it's not good, but I still want to put it out, I'm just going to put it out.
Facts.
Because I'm going to look back at it and I'm going to see myself grow better. I only age gracefully. I'm not aging backwards. So,
what do you describe as an ego death for someone who may not, know what that term is?
I have a story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I grew up in a very sheltered space, going through the same experiences as other minorities.
Yeah.
I never got in trouble. I had a great atmosphere around me, and
Right.
so my mother and my grandfather gave me the world, so I never wanted to disappoint them. But as you get older and you start to see these real life experiences happen, you don't have the safety net of school to disassociate from your personal life.
Right.
Real life is happening, and it is happening every day. But okay, it's a funny story because I really believe that it plays a small part in what I consider to be an ego death. I went out with a friend, and we were supporting another creatives event, and it was a great time. I was heading out, and then I met a fellow creative that I had the pleasure to know. But to summarize it, I was out longer than I needed to be.
Right. That's always how some should be, right?
In a very fast car, and I was hanging out of the window, and it was raining, and it was windy, and I felt very alive. Something about that just really triggered an experience for me, because obviously I know that's dangerous.
Yeah, right.
I shouldn't have been doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's the way that the rain just hit my face and my hair. I felt very free. And also, unfortunately, losing my grandfather taught me a lot about how selfish you can be until it's time to let go what you love.
I'm sorry to hear
the
that.
most. But it's talking at his funeral. I said that freedom is the gift that you grant those that you love. And I believe that there is a freedom in my art to just express yourself. You can write a story behind every picture that I post. Whether it be good or not, you can write a story, your story, through my eyes. Let me tell it for you, But yeah, that's an ego death.
Yeah, right.
Just feeling free and alive, even through so many trials, and having the will to get behind the camera and share that with other people, or even talk about it, takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to have personal interactions with people, because you just never know what life's going to bring. And life that night just brought me a lot of real, but good girl would never break a rule. But now that I'm 24, and I'm still adapting to.
Bro, you're 24, bro.
Yeah.
I thought you were way older than that.
I hope I don't look way older.
Not like way older than that, but like you're just like a lot more mature, like than like a 24-year-old. Like me at 24, bro. I was a dickhead, bro. Like I wasn't speaking with this much poignancy, bro. Like at all, So.
I have lived the life, and I'm still living it. So, yeah, having that ego death to let go of personal traumas, understanding that sometimes you do have to break the rules to understand who you are as a person.
Right. Interesting.
You have to mess up.
Right.
SZA did not lie in 20-something. She did not.
Right.
And as I grow on this journey, I just pray that with whatever contract that may come or runways that I may walk, that I touch the world in a way that shows you art can touch you and heal you in ways that you couldn't even imagine, that you deserve to dance, that you deserve to speak, that you deserve to talk, that you deserve to be seen. The younger me would not expect herself to be here right now talking about something like this, but I'm here, and I'm never gonna feel as though that it's too much.
Right.
You know, some people call it dramatic. I call it passionate. I have a lot to say and I have a lot to give, and I refuse to leave this earth without leaving it here.
Right.
I don't want to take it with me. I don't want to take it with me.
Damn.
So, you know, we think about the materialistic thing, which is something I still want.
Yeah. I mean,
You want
of
the
course,
material
yeah.
to create the memory. So I'm not.
I like that.
I'm not gonna sit here and be all, you know.
I like that.
Because
you need the material to create the memory.
bills still gotta be paid, you know?
Memory can't be made from nothing.
Yeah,
you need the materials.
bills still gotta be paid, and I gotta be in my best
there you
self.
go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just don't want to be that person that sells a false idea of things, because you have to invest in the art. And even
have to.
Living in Pittsburgh, we have Doherty Agency, which I'd love to see cast more darker models.
Yeah, Doherty, fuck you doing? Go ahead.
I would love to see that. And we also we have connections here,
right.
And I just hope, if you have the ability to open the door for somebody, that you take the opportunity to do so, because it's not taking the key away from yours. And I just hope that as the times go on, we as artists become more unified in ways where you can just bridge the gap. I'm not saying everybody has to work together. Some people have different points of views that can't be blended.
Sure.
That's okay.
All right.
But let's just share. Let's just share. Let's be open more. I'm going to leave my art here regardless of what it turns into.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
But I do hope, and I have a lot of hope for Pittsburgh's art community, that we all make it to where we want to be, to the point where it's functioning here as well.
Right.
You know, that there's bigger paid jobs here as well. That, you know, that there are more shows being filled up with people that look like us. You know, tickets are being bought. People are coming to see performances. People are buying pictures and hanging up portraits of fellow Pittsburgh natives. That's beautiful to me.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
You know, you don't have to go buy this art piece from Marshall's. Go buy an art piece from this creator here who lives in your city. You know, I just think that once we realize that we can rely on each other more, things will continue to progress.
I completely agree. And like this, I mean, funny enough, like kind of like leads into my next question here. Like, how was it for you just navigating, you know, the industry up to this point? Like how was it, like, you know, breaking in, and then even like after breaking in, like navigating it to this point?
I'm still a student regardless. You know, I'm still pushing for that dream. And sometimes it just kind of feels like, am I being unrealistic? But no. Every time I start to feel that way, I get a sweet gesture, a great reminder that I'm supposed to be doing this, that I'm supposed to be creating.
Right.
You know, I don't have to limit myself, because I think as an artist, it's important for you to try different mediums to understand who you are as an artist.
Right.
You have to view yourself from several different perspectives, because something that looks one way with paint may look different with a crayon. So
chill out.
So
Chill out. That's 18 bars. That's bar 18 that you just threw on me unwarranted. But that's fire though. Like, yeah, facts. Come on, that's a fact though.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
You know, and for that is the reason why you can't stop me from trying. I'm not gonna stop. You know, tomorrow I can get that email and everything could change.
Right.
But I really hope that I can do it here. I really hope that I can continue to do it here, because I do receive love from fellow Pittsburgh.
Right, of course. Right.
And it's truly appreciated. It's never going to be in vain, because at the end of the day, my city seen me before I got a chance to see myself. And I even think about moments when I started to outgrow those feelings of colorism. Just the moments of me being able to have events with friends, and they come and they show me love that they don't have to give, that they make the choice to give. You know, those moments where you're out dancing with friends, the hugs that you have with people. Oh my goodness, I have something. Can I read it?
Absolutely, please.
I wrote something, and I believe that it's very cathartic.
Yeah.
And I think that it can resonate with, you know, our fellow creatives.
Yeah.
It started off as an artist statement, but it's more so of a memoir now. So,
Okay.
the world may feel chaotic, but my desire for life intensifies. I wander seeking harmony in the melodies of God's grace and sonder. The essence of who I am, the woman I aspire to become, resides in her dreams, dancing under the moonlight. Each time I stand before the camera, it's not just a photo, but a recognition of the trail of seeds that I've planted, blossoming in those that I have had the privilege to impact during this lifetime. I sometimes wonder if I'm saying too much, but then a little voice in my head tells me to give the token anyway. While keeping the differences of our boundaries as humans in mind, I find myself restricted when I drown in my passion. I need a place to bury the seed. It's a fire that I can't keep to myself. And through my art, whether it be modeling, poetry, or dance, I always find my deepest flame through my interactions in life, both good and bad. The art of the woman that I am, will make the ugliest of scars look beautiful. I wonder how long will it take for that golden door of opportunity to open? When will the world know the art of who Gabrielle is? But I find myself humbled when I think about the nights that remind me that the impact is in the moment. The moments we laugh together, the moments we dance, the hugs, and the nights that we cry together. Because even when at odds, the root of the cause stems from love. This statement started as an artist statement, but now reads more like a thank you note. I am an art form that knows no bounds. Through my photos, the people I connect with, my words, my struggles, my sorrows, and my joys. I embody a love that fosters beautiful connection. To understand Gabrielle is to understand that I will always encourage you to accept the love I offer and share it with those you encounter. This commitment drives me to create tirelessly, leaving behind a beautiful paper trail of images that reflect one another. As we move together in harmony, I aim to ignite a spark within you, revealing the rhythm in your life's journey. I believe that the essence you have as an individual is reflected in the places you've graced and the lives you influenced. My aspiration is to impact the world in a subtle yet profound way. I take pride in my sharpness, but my true artistic strength lies in my vulnerability.
Dang, yo, and yo, clap enough for that. If you're at home, clap the fuck up. You feel me? Yeah. What inspired that for you to jot that down? Was that like in the notes? Did you post that?
Yeah, I
Okay.
actually wrote it yesterday.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What prompted that?
I'm planning for a meeting with the Pittsburgh Arts Council.
There you go.
So I
Right.
just
Shout out
kind
to the
of want to,
Pittsburgh Arts Council.
yeah, thank you for the opportunity, of course. Yeah, that I'm a little emotional when
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
share my words because poetry is something that I'm starting to share now more. I've been writing for a very long time. Um, I just wanted to share my honesty through my art, and I think that's just my truth. I'm able to take these pictures because of these personal moments that I have. I feel moved. I believe that there is a deep love in me that is very soft. I feel deeply about everything, and while keeping balance and discipline with composure, because I understand that my grace and the way that I carry myself as a black woman matters.
Right.
So, the world still got to move. I can't be something in the corner, but sometimes I understand that there will be days that I do feel like that.
Right.
But I would rather leave it in my art. I want my eyes first. Your eyes say a lot.
Sure.
And I know that there's a journey behind mine. And in my photos, you can see that I've always left my heart on my sleeve in everything that I do and the extra interactions that I have.
I was about to say, like, just like the photos that like I've seen just on your page, like they each one is just so distinctive, and like that's tough to do in like to just have everyone just feel different and just say something different each time, like distinctly different. I mean, that's like I think that's very difficult to do.
Yeah, I appreciate it because all I'm doing is just leaving my heart in these pictures.
Yeah, no, you're just doing you.
Just when I take photos, because people ask me how I, learn how to pose the way that I do, I have had training by Jay Lee Lemon. He's also supported two other models that made it out of Pittsburgh. I don't want to necessarily even say made it out of Pittsburgh, but their trails have gone to other places, bigger places that they deserve to
Right.
be.
Yeah. Facts.
Julia Johnson
And I and like
and Donovan Green are two models that I really have a lot of respect for
that's what I'm
because,
saying. Yeah.
you know, they've made it to big brands and big names. And
Just real quick, just like even like I like that, just like you said that like you didn't feel like you have to make it out of Pittsburgh, because like I completely agree with that. Like you don't like I don't think it's somewhere you necessarily got to make it out of.
yeah,
As far as like if you want to
expand.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like yo, and like we were even talking about like on the walk over here, yo, build the crib, bro. Just make the crib lit. You know what I mean? But like no, not to cut you off. Please continue.
No, I appreciate that because I love my city. I want to see the world. Obviously, I think it's important to expand your palette,
Right.
and I am not a huge traveler, and that's something that I want to, you know, have the experience to do. I've been to New York, I've been to LA, but I want to be inspired by places that I've never seen before.
That's what I'm saying. Like definitely like some domestic travel is lit, but like if you obviously like when you're in that position, but like definitely travel out the country. I think that that'll do a lot for you for sure.
I want to take my art there so I can bring back that richness.
Right. Yeah. Facts.
I want to be able to share that because home's always going to be home at the end of the day.
Absolutely, always be here for you.
So I appreciate anybody that takes the time to tell me that. I appreciate this picture that you posted, or you're so captivating. Those comments really move me in ways, and they may hit me late. Sometimes it takes me, looking back at comments hours later, or looking back at a short film that I made, understanding that it takes a lot of courage to share yourself in that light. I just truly do it because I know that it is important to have pictures. I will not, and I'm thankful. I'm not a mother or anything yet, but when I do make the choice to become a mother, hopefully the world is not in flames how it is right now.
Hopefully it was not in shambles.
But I'm optimistic.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You also sometimes you gotta dance in the fire too. Yeah, and I'm not. I've been in. That is so funny.
Word to the Daenerys Targaryen, gang. You gotta dance in the fire, son. Walk out with 3 eggs.
Yeah,
Come on, son.
Life's gonna throw you in there. You gotta be able to have a rhythm to keep up with it too. Some days you just gonna have to rest, and that's still being powerful. That's still being strong.
Right.
But I have to move. My art can't just stay in one spot. I just feel like I drown when I'm not expressing myself. I'm supposed to express myself. Why not? Somebody's gonna. It shouldn't take you dying, or it shouldn't take you getting sick, or a moment where you might have lost a friend to make you realize that pictures are important. I was thankful enough to even have photos of my grandfather. I would zoom in on his face because he just had such a distinct look. His skin would turn red in September. And anytime I would spend time with him, I zoomed in on his face. Even in his end times, I have a video of me just holding his hand because he was just so interesting to me. Even without him being here with us, I treat his room like a museum.
Your fault.
The most recent shoot that I did with Trey Chappelle. Shout out Views by Trey. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
No, you good.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to see it, but I did. Maybe you can just show it on.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you, but yeah, I'll show it to you though.
Yeah.
That was my grandfather's cross.
Wow. Okay.
And I use his items, whether it be clothing or a book, or he had beautiful calligraphy. A note that he wrote on. I'll use it in my pictures because I want to keep him with me on this journey. I still have a rock that he has,
right?
That he had from Germany. He saw the world.
Mm.
And him having these small tokens or these antiques, I told myself that I would leave everybody with something from me.
Mm.
If you it had any type of importance, it's not even always about the importance. I remember I took a necklace off in a restaurant and I gave it to a girl, and it's a necklace that I made,
Mm-hmm.
but she thought it was pretty, and I just decided to give it to her. I'm everywhere. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
Let's
Like
go.
I think that's a great thing.
Yeah. Right.
A friend could move across the country. Somebody can be I could be here, they could be in LA, or even leaving the country. They'll have a bracelet from me,
Right.
or they have a picture that we took together, or they have something that I physically touched.
Yeah.
Rather it be me behind the camera or something that I gave them. It's important to leave people with pieces of you. How else will they know you existed?
Nah, and like I'll definitely feel you, and like I just even want to touch on you definitely mentioned him just all throughout your journey, but just your relationship with your grandfather, like just how did it impact you, and just like how like in I'm sure like you hold him in high regard, like what did y'all's relationship mean to you and your journey in your career?
Mm-hmm. That was an extraordinary love. Is an extraordinary love, because even without him being here, I know that the love is even more immense. He is the reason why I have the heart that I do, the reason why I'm as passionate as I am, with my perspective on life. It doesn't hurt to smile at somebody. It doesn't hurt to say hello. My grandfather was the person that held the door for people and shook the man's hand walking in a grocery store. He was a sweet man, but he was he just loved me. He loved me like no other. And I had the blessing to spend time with him. Kids went downtown. I went to my grandfather's house to, have him read the Bible to me or play chess with me.
Wow.
Or just tell me that you are going to make it, doll. Or he just called me his little boss. I His hugs just made me feel so safe. And the only thing I thought about doing was just giving him the world. Although with grandparents, they're gonna be here forever. Um, I just hope that I fulfill his plan for me. We are very connected, and losing him just for one showed me that I'm not afraid of leaving this earth. I'm scared of not living, to be alive, but I'm scared of not living. He lived a life, which is why he died with a grace. So no, I took care of him all the way up until his final week, and he didn't complain. He didn't get angry. He was very sure of where he was going. And all I could do as a granddaughter, that he spoiled me. He spoiled me with love. He spoiled me with kindness. He spoiled me with integrity. He spoiled me with the security that Black men bring. That is the definition of what a Black man should carry himself as like. But he was my superhero. Still is my superhero.
Right.
But losing him and getting up on stage to even talk, it felt like a surreal dream.
Right.
But I remember I brought a set of photos to him one day, and he started to tear up because I favored my grandmother, and those are one of the reasons why I wanted to continue to do what I do.
Absolutely.
My grandfather took photos as well, and he had a picture of my grandmother in his wallet up until his passing. Obviously, he never took it out. I even have his camera now because I want to figure out how to take more memories from my family and, create their paper trail, even if I'm the one taking the picture for them.
Right.
It's just so important. It's going to be important. And being able to have pieces of my grandfather with me is the reason why I can't stop this journey. I have to live. That was an experience that I know that I was blessed to have. and being able to experience that love, that honesty, that protection, that security, it can never be in vain. I only want to package it up and let people know that that type of love exists and it exists through me.
Right.
You know, I'm carrying it. It would be a crime. I think the biggest crime that we commit as people is keeping your adoration to yourself and keeping how much you care for people to yourself. Now, mind you, there are trials that make us fearful and, you know, make us look at people in certain ways because not everybody has the same intentions, and that's true. But that's why you have to ask for discernment. And my grandfather invested in a lot of discernment into me. And, you know, just a free will to choose joy. He was a joyous man. He was a happy man. And I love the way everything just felt like peace in his space when I got into high school. He was just letting me know that I was going to make it and that I'm going to be something special in this life and that I'm going to do great things. Even in his sickness, he still wanted to take care of me, but I had to step up for him. So I just vowed that I would live gracefully and that I would love without him because he did nothing but that.
Nah, that was incredibly beautiful. And I mean, only reason I asked is just because like he seemed just very you know, impactful in your life and like, you know, your story. And I'm so glad that, you know, you had him to, you know, just look at, you know, growing up in life and just like, you know, that like you had someone that loved you, you know, that, you know, like that much. And you know, you recognize that. And, you know, I'm sure he's I mean, he made the right call. I'm sure he is incredibly proud of what, you know, of what you're doing right now. So that's super beautiful. Just kind of like, you know, pivoting back to like, you know, your career, like how did you, like, did it take you a while to gain confidence in front of the camera? Like, was like your first shoot just kind of like, all right, like you kind of hit the ground running?
When I first started, there were trial and errors because as a darker tone, when you can run into makeup artists that don't know how to work with your skin tone, although it can happen to any shade.
Sure, right.
I had a lot of bad experiences myself. So the confidence, it started coming. Honestly, I feel like it was like I just immediately turned into this alter ego when I did my first shoot because, you know, if I'm gonna do something, I want to be present for all of it. I want to give my all. I want to know that I did the work. I want to know that I tried, and I think that there's just a constant inclination. I can't say I really hit a quote unquote peak because I always think that I could be better and that, you know, that there's just so much more of me to give. But while acknowledging each and every set of photos, when I was like maybe 17, I started to see that there is a bigger power that can come from this, from taking the time to understand, you know, what angles work for you because, you know, you do have to study yourself. And I'm one that picks my own brain a lot often. I ponder.
I was about to say, just like at 17, like what made that light bulb like spark for you?
I was tired of feeling bad. I was tired of feeling bad. And, you know, when I had the hair shoot and everybody just hyped me and they just were shocked to see because I was a shy, sweet girl.
Right.
You know, I wasn't
yeah, you were just shy.
Yeah, I was just shy. Yeah. So when I guess that's why I kind of like have to take a second when people perceive me now.
Right.
Because I know how I carry myself.
Right.
And I've always been told that I have a presence that you can feel when you walk in the room. But I wanted to just be a gentle presence that just doesn't. No, let me not laugh.
Yeah.
I want it to be. Although I do want it to be a gentle presence, I want you to know that, you know, you can't overshadow me. You know, you can't. I don't want to take away from your light, and you don't have to take away from mine.
Right.
But I deserve to be here, and it's also about knowing that you deserve to be in certain rooms because I feel like for a time, if I keep telling myself, "Oh, I'll get there," or "Oh, I'm not that type of model yet." When will I ever be there? When will I ever be there? I am great at what I do. I make people feel something. There's power in my eyes, and I have a soul. So knowing that, why do I have to tell myself, oh, no, I'm not there? I'm there. I've been in there because it's always been a part me. It's embedded. This is a part of my soul. It's not just a thing of let me take pictures to keep up with the next person.
Right.
I don't want their life. I want what's destined for me. I want to be fruitful. I want to be able to be a seed that's planted so I can pay it forward. That's all that it's about.
Right.
You can't take the money with you. You can't take your car with you. You can't take these lights with you. You can only take yourself and the impact that you made. You want to leave it behind, and you want to only hope that it's graceful. Because even with my grandfather's funeral, I've been to funerals, but I've never been to a funeral where people got up and gave standing ovations.
Wow.
My grandfather was a man. And even just in the gentleness of the art in himself, which I hope and pray that he knew, the way that he touched people, the way that people could never forget a face. I think that's a beautiful thing for people to remember you from years later.
Right.
And once you pass, come and fly to Pittsburgh to pay homage to the way that you saved their life, or that you gave them this wise token that they benefited from in their own personal life. I want to be that. But I also want to know that I'm happy and content with myself, that I created this trail, that I can look back when I'm 80 years old, just on my porch, happy with my garden, just looking through pictures like, wow, I lived a life.
Right, yeah.
I lived a life. I've taken pictures. I've seen the beauty of me. I deserve to feel beautiful, and that's a beauty that I didn't want to be selfish with or malicious. Because, greed is an ugly thing. And, when you're admired, it's easy to get greedy off of that.
Absolutely.
It's so easy to get greedy off of that. And that's why I want people to not always associate with me with an Instagram thing.
Yeah,
although that is how we connect. And it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh,
it's bad.
It's a bad thing.
Right.
Because I'm out there to be discovered.
Sure, right, absolutely
so
right.
To say that would just be hypocritical.
Yeah, fair.
I have my own character.
Absolutely.
I have my own persona. So
the IG page is just a tool.
Yeah, and everybody has a tool.
Yeah. Facts.
I went to Artist Talk.
Shout out to Artist Talk, man. Shout out to Sydney Davis and what you're doing out, man. Shout out to Artist Talk for sure.
Everybody, there was this. I can't recall who said it, but he was saying that everybody has a toolbox. And everybody has a set of tools to them. Yeah. I might have something that may benefit you.
That's what I'm saying.
You may have something that benefits me. Let's exchange and make ourselves better, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be you and you're not going to be me. We have our own personal experiences, and I think that's beautiful to be able to share.
Just even like to that point, like I don't know if you're familiar with anime at all, but in this show, Naruto, just like
I love Naruto.
Bro, come on, son. So just even to that point, right?
I've cried over episodes.
Bro, I'm rewatching. Yeah, come on. So now this is also like I'm talking to someone of culture. It seems okay. Yeah.
The cinematography.
No, bro, and like
Naruto
beautiful A1, such a beautiful show. Beautiful. That show is.
I feel like that's a show where I can go in if I need to be reminded of my
son. I'm rewatching it right now because like I haven't watched it in years, so like I'm rewatching it from like the first half, and like obviously I'm working my way through, but completely agree with you. You know what I mean? It's such a beautiful show, and only reason I mention it because I'm a nerd, so this could be a whole nother 2 hours. You know what I mean? But the only reason I mention it is just because, like you said, man, everyone has their own tools, bro. Rock Lee. You know what I mean? You know Rock Lee's story, bro. Couldn't do nothing, no ninjutsu, no genjutsu, but I could punch the fuck out these niggas, bro, for real. So, like, that's what I'm going to focus on, you know what I mean? So that's going to be my shit, and I'm going to just, forge a path like that, So, like, he found his tool, found his tricks, and just used them, you know what I mean? Like another high school basketball coach back in Maryland, he used to say, his name was Walt Williams, I believe. Forgive me if I'm getting that wrong, but, like, he always used to say, use your tricks. Just use your tricks, man. You know what I mean? Just whatever tricks you got, use your tricks, man. So, like, that always stuck with me. So, I mean, I'm sorry not to, kind of derail you, but, like, you saying that just kind of like, yeah, bro, like, whatever you got that gets you ahead, that gives you the confidence, that just, kind of gives you a leg up, a perceived leg up, use that shit, bro. Like,
I think we as people get in our heads about how people are going to perceive us.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
just,
I'm
is somebody
that,
even going to care?
Right.
It's going to get one like, or, they're going to look at me like I'm weird if I try this. No.
Yeah.
I think that we shouldn't listen to people who aren't willing to even step out of the room for themselves. And it doesn't mean that they can't. It just means that they're not, at the stage that you are. So maybe they can't receive you in that way. At the end of the day, there's always going to be critics.
Right.
But critics also, have no space for me in the studio that I'm taking the time in to share myself for 2 hours, constantly posing, trying different things, making sure I'm getting the right angles, not having water until after, or sometimes not even eating because you want to, be focused on the shoot and you don't want to mess up anything look-wise.
Right.
Sometimes Always eat.
Yeah, facts.
Don't listen to me because that is my bad habit. I never claim to be perfect. But there's a heat to it, and with that comes knowing like how bad do you want this? Are you going to put your last set of don't spend your last. But if you're willing to risk it, by all means, take the risk.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy the studio time because you know you need to take digitals? Are you gonna buy the studio time? You don't always do it because I have people that want to work with me, but if I have something that I want to create myself, I'm going to invest that money to do it. Or if I'm lucky enough to work with somebody who wants to help me bring the vision to life, I can't waste their time. What am I here for? I'm not here to play a game. I'm here to tell my story. I'm here to leave my truth. And I can go on and on and on.
No, and I listen again. I completely agree with you, and it's just interesting to just kind of see like how you just kind of got your footing in front of the camera, but like I mean it pretty much sounds like kind of once it sparked for you, like there was just like no looking back for real.
I love to dance.
Yeah, right.
Movement. It doesn't matter what you do. I say that have some form of movement in your life. You need it. And when I flow to a song, I really like classical music when I need to just, stop and think. My body communicates with me when I shoot. And it tells me what's going on with me mentally. How comfortable am I to just relax and let my body do the talking for me?
Right.
That's how I perceive doing photo shoots. Just becoming one with the song. The beat. I pay attention to the beat more than anything else when it comes to music. And I want to see how my body follows that. What can I portray on this camera? So if I have to give one tip, that alone is one. Always at the end of the night, doesn't matter when I get up. If I had a bad day, I'm still going to dance by the end of that night. And I just love being able to let my body speak for me in ways that are not harmful, ways that uplift me, ways that allow you to, feel a little more of who I am. That's usually how I get the shots that I do, all while having a whole completely different thing in mind. I could be thinking about my grandfather. I could be thinking about this person that I had a special moment with, or, how does my essence flow through this flowy dress or skirt? I just love to tell the story. I'm very cinematic.
Gabrielle, I just want to say real quick, I think that honestly, you're a star first and foremost. I think that your future is incredibly bright. I think that you speak with a perspective and poignancy that people will not only expect from someone who is a model, but just from anyone. Period. And I think again, like the world is truly your oyster. Not only in Pittsburgh and everything that you choose to pursue in here, but wherever you do end up, and it's truly been super refreshing talking to you. So I appreciate your time.
So much
of
for
course
having me.
No, absolutely.
Thank you for seeing me.
No, absolutely.
Because I never feel entitled to anything, but I am always blessed when my seed brings me somewhere to tell a little bit of my story.
No, absolutely. And I'm glad you came through. This is like the other portion of the power, like the floor is yours. So like if you want to plug anything, let people know where they can find you. If you want to be found, definitely let people know. But again, thank you so much for taking the time, and we appreciate you, yo.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll give my Instagram name. Also, Shop Unstable. Black owned. I also want to shout out Black photographers here in the city that are giving the minority a chance to be seen. You are telling our story. You matter. Um, there wouldn't be any of us without you capturing it on the camera, and your importance is gonna sprout seeds for years to come. Um, and just thank you for taking the time to even look at a photo. Let me know how you feel about it. Anything. It's always an inspiration to be able to make somebody else feel something. Um, my Instagram name is Gabrielle C. GABRIELLEC and 6 underscores. It's just been my name for so long.
Yeah.
I thought about changing it, but I can't do that right now.
Yeah.
Also, there is a world outside of social media. You have a life outside of social media, and you deserve to explore as much of it as possible because you deserve to experience life and the beauty that it holds. Because there's a lot of beauty, and it's gonna be in the interaction that we have with one another. I hope to see more unity and opportunity grow for our Pittsburgh community. Just simply thank you. That's it.
Absolutely. Yo, listen, episode 125 of the Masters in Creation podcast, where everyone is a master of their own creation. I forgot to say at the top, but we have Gabrielle Johnson in the fucking building, and we're out, bro. Peace.